Hello everyone, I'm Edgar Mendoza and today I'm going to talk about Talk to Me. I'm going to analyze this movie through the social and psychological lenses mainly. So let's begin. My thesis for this analysis is that I argue that Talk to Me uses the emblem hand as a symbol of addiction and emotional escape. The film shows how grief, peer pressure, and the desire to belong can push people, especially young people, into dangerous territory. Through Mia's choices, the movie reveals how trauma and the fear of being alone make her vulnerable to the influence of the hand. So I'm going to go stronger into this through the analysis, but basically, I think that this is all an allegory for drugs consumed through teenagers and young people, and why this sometimes happen, or the way that these young people deal with this issue. Now let's continue with the context with the actual story. This story follows Mia, a teenager that is struggling after the death of her mother and feeling disconnected from her father. She spends most of her time with her friends Jade and Riley, who are brothers, and basically the closest thing that she has to a real family. But everything changes when the group is introduced to an emblem hand that supposedly lets you communicate with spirits. They saw this hand through social media, in clips and videos of her friends, and then they go to a party where is this hand, and they get introduced to the way it works. And the ritual has simple rules. You tell the hand, you hold the hand. I'm sorry, and then you say, "Talk to me," and then you say, "I let you in." But you have to break the connection before 90 seconds or things can go wrong. At first, it feels like a party trick, something intense and exciting that brings the group closer together, but Mia reacts differently from everyone else. The experience hits her on a deeper emotional level, giving her a sense of presence and connection she hasn't felt since losing her mom. So basically, you hold the hand, you say, "Talk to me." When you do this, you're allowed to see the spirit that is in front of you. And then if you say, "I let you in," the spirit literally possesses you. And this is just the way that the story begins, the way that everything starts. Now, for my first Foster chapter that I pick, I use "Is that a symbol?" Foster explains that symbols are never just one thing. Objects in stories carry layers of meaning depending on who interacts with them and how. In this case, the emblem hand in Talk to Me works exactly like this. It is not only a supernatural tool, it's not just the hand, it's not just a toy, it's not uh, just a thing. It represents something. In this case, and as I say in my thesis, it represents addiction, escape, peer pressure, and the temporary comfort Mia gets from feeling connected. The hand becomes a symbol of everything she is missing emotionally. For the next one, I pick "Every trip is a quest." Foster explains that a quest is not about battle or heroic adventures. It is about character going on a journey driven by a deeper need, even if they don't realize it. In this case, Mia's journey in Talk to Me fits this idea perfectly. On the surface, She tries the hand because her friends are doing it and it looks exciting. They're on a party, uh, it looks fun, but the real reason behind her actions is emotional, as basically all of us. She's still grieving her mother and feeling disconnected from everyone around her. So the hand becomes a way to fill that emptiness. Now I'm going to continue with my database source. I found an article that looks at why some teenagers become more vulnerable to addict behaviors, and it focuses on both emotional and family factors. The authors explain that when teens struggle with low emotional stability, impulsiveness, or stress at home, they are more likely to look for something that gives them a quick escape or a sense of control. The article also mentions that grief and or unsolved emotions can push someone through intense experiences because those moments feel like a break from everything they are carrying inside. And I think that this connects perfect well to Mia in Talk to Me. She's dealing with emotional instability, loneliness, and a home environment that doesn't support her. I mean, or not really. So the hand becomes her escape. It gives her a feeling she cannot get anywhere else, even though it ends up pulling her into something dangerous. The study basically explains the emotional parent behind why someone like Mia would get attached to something that feels powerful and destructive. Now, I'm going to continue with the scene analysis. And the scene that I pick is when Mia takes the hand to her home. Right after Riley's accident, the group is terrified and completely done with the hand. Um, this is something that happens like at the minute 30 of the movie. Um, they let a kid, Riley, try the hand and ends terribly bad. He ends totally damaged. His face is brutally hit. He almost died. And after that, everyone that was there was terrified. But Mia isn't. She steals the hand and brings it home. And this moment reveals how deep her obsession really is. For her, the hand isn't just a dangerous object, it's the closest thing she has to her mother. She believes the spirits are giving her answers, comfort, and a sense of control, even though everything is actually falling apart. This scene, this scene connects directly to my thesis, because addiction works exactly like this. Even when everything around Mia is collapsing, the emotional pull of the hand is stronger than the logic or fear. She's using it the way people use substance to avoid pain, not because it helps, because it fills a void. So this right here is the scene when after that um, terrible accident with Riley, and Mia came back to her home and she has the hand. And just later on, uh, because Mia as well as Riley were more than 90 seconds on the with the spirit. They are the two characters that are experimenting like like consequences, or like they're having visions after using the hand, something that no one else really got. And here in this scene we can see the the spirit of Mia's mother, of Mia's mother, with her, hugging her, but even though we know that she's not really her mother. So let's continue. My second scene analysis is when Mia kills her dad. Yes, this happens. In this scene, Mia is completely taken over by the spirits, unable to tell what's real and what's manipulation. When she stabs her father, it shows how far she has fallen under the hand's influence. Her grief makes her believe he's a threat, and the spirits twist that emotions until she reacts violently. This connects to my thesis because it represents the final stage of her addiction. She's lost she's lost her relationships, her sense of self, and now even her ability to protect the people she loves. The horror here isn't just the supernatural moment, it's the emotional through behind it. Unresolved trauma leaves her vulnerable to destruction, both of herself and others. And yeah, I think this scene is like the perfect point when when you saw like an addict, when you can like do the comparison with an addict, because Mia is just so deep on the with the hand, like she has been using it so much, and now she she has these visions and these hallucinations all the time, that she don't really know what is real and what is just an hallucination. And through an attack from the spirits, they make her feel like her father is attacking her. But her father hears this, and he tries to get into Mia's room. And when he finally made it, um, Mia is just blind by her addiction, that is, like I say, the spirits and the excessive use of the hand, and she ends killing her father. And this is something super super sad, and this is like a scene where it's like the climax of the analogy of Mia's. Now I'm going to continue with the monomyth of Mia's through the story. First is the ordinary world and call to adventure. Mia's ordinary world is defined by loneliness, grief, and an emotional distance from her father. Her call to adventure happens when she experiences the hand for the first time. It gives her the excitement, connection, and intensity she's been missing since her mother died. Then, the refusal and meeting the mentor. Mia does not hesitate or refuse the call. She volunteers to use the hand first, which shows how ready she is to escape her grief. Her mentors are her friends and the people showing her the ritual. They teach her how it works but never warn her about the emotional consequences, pushing her forward without realizing how vulnerable she is. Then we have crossing the threshold. Mia crosses the threshold the moment she takes the hand and lets the spirit in. The experience affects her more deeply than it affects anyone else. From that moment on, she's no longer just participating in the ritual, she's personally attached to what the hand makes her feel. Triers, allies, and enemies, Mia begins to face visions, confusion, and emotional instability as she keeps seeking the hand. Her allies start to drift away because they see her changing. Her true enemies are not the spirits, but the grief and loneliness the spirits use to manipulate her, turning her own emotions against her. Then we have the Abyss transformation and return. The Abyss arrives when Mia loses control completely and harms her father, a moment where she can no longer separate reality from the voices manipulating her. This is the lowest point of her journey, the place where everything she has been running from the moment This is the lowest point of her journey, the place where everything she has been running from finally collapsed on her. Her transformation is tragic because she does not overcome her pain or escape the influence of the hand. Instead, she is consumed by it. Her return is not a return to her ordinary world, but a shift into the spirit realm, where she becomes the presence that others call with the hand. Mia finishes her quest on the opposite side of where she began, not as someone searching for connection, but as the entity waiting in the darkness for the next person to reach out. So yeah, the movie ends with Mia being manipulated by the spirits and almost killing Riley. Um, Also, as everything I say, an analogy from her being getting blind by her addiction and doing things that she wouldn't do